Coming up, it's the 25th anniversary of The Nightmare Before Christmas, and we're going to do a movie review.
Nice work, Bone Daddy. Hey everyone, welcome back to Eye to Eye Disney Through Our Eyes. I'm Kyle.
And I'm Jessica.
And for this edition, we're going to be doing a movie review for The Nightmare Before Christmas, a movie review about the 25th anniversary for this. Will we call it a Disney classic?
No.
No? Okay. Jessica's already foreshadowing how she feels about this. So
because it was a nightmare.
Wow. Already starting off on a not so good note here.
So let's just go ahead and give a disclaimer.
Okay, go ahead.
I think everybody in the world loves this movie except me. So I'm just going to put that out there. I know I'm few and far between. I know I'm the minority, and I'm okay with that. I'm secure.
Can I also put a disclaimer out there? I put this movie in the same vein as Hocus Pocus. You have not seen it yet?
Correct.
Hocus Pocus to me is not a good movie, but it's like so
hyped.
It's so bad, it's good, if that makes sense. Like, it's one of those things that you just have to kind of at least be aware of, watch it, maybe watch a clip of it, and the best of moments of it.
But honestly, I didn't think this was a bad movie.
Right.
To be fair, it was not bad. It was well done, well written. Just not my cup of tea.
So, do you think you would have liked this better as a child?
No, I probably would have peed my pants and cried.
Probably.
That was so creepy.
There were a few moments where she was just, you like saw her going.
Yeah, the bugs.
The bug thing really made her mess up. Okay, we kind of jumped around here a lot.
Let's start.
Basic plot of this is Jack is tired of Jack Skellington, the Pumpkin King. He is tired of Halloween. It's not fulfilling him, so he decides to take over Christmas with the rest of the Halloween town characters, and it doesn't go so well, but thankfully Santa Claus is there to kind of...
Sandy Claus,
as he calls him, is there to fix everything and make everything a white Christmas, again, literally, at the end of all this stuff. So, first thoughts, complaints, any good things? First of all, any good things about The Nightmare Before Christmas for you?
I like the title.
Okay.
Now I see why there's always a debate about, is this a Halloween movie or a Christmas movie? I definitely think it's more Halloween, but if I enjoyed the movie, I could see watching it again at Christmas. I see why. The stop motion, is that what that was called?
Stop motion.
That was done very well. Yes. Very, very well, especially for being 1993 when this came out.
I'll say this, that's definitely the highlight of this movie for me, is I was like, wow, this really holds up well, especially because as an adult, I'm now aware of what stop motion is. I'm like, this seems very fluid. It's not very jarring at times. You kind of just lose yourself in the animation. So I really love that. I think it's well done. Tim Burton and his crew did a great job giving you a visual spectacle to look at in this, especially as creepy as it is at times. But they kind of really make you believe that there is a Halloween town and that this is what it looks like. And I can tell you right now, I don't want to live in it because there's some scary characters there. Overall, who's your favorite character out of this story?
Sally.
Sally, why is that?
And I thought her name was Sully the whole movie. I thought that's how they were saying. I thought they were saying Sully. So it was nice knowing that her name is actually Sally. I liked her she was the only character that I actually liked because she was really witty and really, I guess crafty.
That's
not the word I was looking for.
And she had dry humor in it as well.
Yeah, but like when she would take off her leg and take off other body parts and then sew them back on, like, that was scrappy. She did really well, so I could see a little bit of me in her.
You just take your arm off at will and just...
Well, I'm just saying, just a little scrappy. Like she knew to get that creepy ghost guy's attention, she had to take off her leg.
That wasn't a ghost. That was like their version of Dr. Frankenstein, basically.
Oh, did not get that.
And he just like took his brain out and said, anyway, so...
No, not him, the ghost guy.
Oh, Oogie Boogie, yes. Okay, so here's... one of my, again, there are things that we like about this movie. Animation is one of them. The music is okay, but there are some very catchy tunes. What's this?
This is Halloween.
This is Halloween, Making Christmas, and the Oogie Boogie song. They're all catchy. You all remember them.
Yeah.
But, to me, I felt like they sacrificed story and plot for music in this one.
That's true. I agree with that. It was very hard to keep up with the plot sometimes because the music didn't have a lot of plot in it, which was weird because you expect in a musical, I mean, I consider this a musical-ish, that you know, you'd have a little more plot when it was really just the same words over and over and over.
Well,
and
there
over.
were some points where they went straight from one song to the other, and there was no exposition in the middle of it, and the exposition was done by the songs, which is fine. But I felt like where we jumped into all of a sudden Sally is in love with Jack. All of a sudden, here's
that was very weird.
And all of a sudden, here's Oogie Boogie. You saw him in the shadow at the beginning of the movie, but just from a perspective, this is the first time we've ever watched this movie. I had this impression that Oogie Boogie was this villainous shadow the entire time, and you don't see him until an hour into the movie, and I'm like, okay, so...
You almost didn't know he existed at all.
And so I loved the character of Oogie Boogie once I saw him. I liked his villain song. I think it's really creative what they did with him, even how gross, but spoiler alert here, that he's made of bugs. And
that's literally like making my stomach just crawl. And to be fair, that's what Tim Burton's going for, and he got it. Yeah. I'm nothing against this movie in that aspect. Like, it just isn't for me. That's why I didn't love it. But it was really well made, very well done. Everything about it is great. It's just not my cup of tea.
My favorite character, honestly, was probably the mayor of Halloween Town, the one where his head switches. Like,
that was so freaky.
Where he goes from happy to sad. And it just was because entertaining of how he would be in 1 second, all of a sudden, it was like, Jack, and all of a sudden, Jack, why don't you answer the door? You know, I was just like, that's actually a really good gag.
Like this, I'm just getting like chills thinking about this. This movie just freaked me out.
But I think that's one of the things of this movie is because it has to transition from Halloween to Christmas, you have to be creeped out, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, what's this? What's this?
Santa Claus!
You know, it's just like, you don't know how to feel about this movie, and I think that's why it resonates with people so much, is because it's like...
I think people are just weird.
I understand why people love this movie, because it does have some catchiness to it. It's almost like a cult classic.
It is, for sure.
It's Tim Burton, so it might as well be a cult classic.
Yeah, and that's why I feel like so bad that I did not love this, because everybody on the planet loves this movie.
It's definitely not one of my favorites, to be honest. I mean, like, but I found myself getting into it in moments and like, okay, so I understand why this character is so loved, or why
I did like the part where Jack decides that he's going to be Santa Claus.
Yeah.
And he's delivering all the presents. And do you think that he knew that the presents were tainted and like Halloween-y?
I think he was so innocent and naive that they were just going to do Christmas right. And that he was just like, oh, here you go. Here's a shrunken head.
Here's a skull. Yeah.
I do remember that moment from the trailer as a kid. That was the last thing he said. What'd you get for Halloween? What'd you get for Christmas this year, Timmy? Ah! You know, that kind of thing. It was like, I remember that. And
That's funny that you remember that. You were only 6. Wow.
I think this was like part of, you know, you see now on Disney Home Video.
Oh, yeah.
You
so
know,
maybe later.
Like I remember that for Aladdin or something like that.
Okay.
And it was just, you know. So, what was your favorite song, if you had to pick a favorite song, or one that you think of?
The only one that I remember is that This Is Halloween, This Is Halloween song. And it really gets on my nerves because it's been stuck in my head for 2 days. But
I like the Making Christmas one because it was like it's the same tune, but it's a different play on it. Making Christmas, la la la, like that.
I did like that one. That was funny. Yeah.
Because they were just so innocent, and they were like...
And it was so aggressive. It's like...
Go from aggressive to happy, happy, sad.
But they were happy aggressive, like, we're making Christmas!
Except they're just putting shrunken heads and killer toys and things like that in this. So, you know, I'm happy that this movie has been around so long, for 25 years, and that has become somewhat of a cult classic. Because even though now in our first viewing, we didn't really enjoy it as much as we thought we would, we now can understand some of the things when we go to the parks during the holidays and say, okay, well, that's why he's here during this. So now we have context for something. So from that aspect, I'm glad that we watched this. Will we rush again to watch this again? Probably not till next Halloween, but Jessica says no.
This was a one and done for me.
So how would you rate? We have a rating system of 1 to 5. First of all, what is our rating system going to be for this? Like,
I mean, I think it needs to be jack-o'-lanterns.
We gotta do something different, jack-o'-lanterns. I always nix our first one. No, not skulls. How about
skeletons?
How about Oogie Boogies? No, not Oogie Boogies.
If you nix mine, I have to nix yours.
Okay, then let's come up with one more. What can we do here? Shrunken heads?
Okay, that's fine.
All right, on a scale of 1 to 5, shrunken heads, Jessica, what is your rating for this movie? Be so kind, I'm in the bloat. I said 1 to 5, not 0. You have to give it something. 0 means that you wouldn't watch this at all.
That's what I'm saying. If I was in prison, I would go back to my cell. I would be in solitary confinement before I'd watch this again.
So I will give it a 2.
That's generous.
From the catchiness of the songs. There's some gags in this that I thought, watching the first time, resonate very well. But again, it's not one that I will rush out to see again unless it's between Halloween and Christmas, and probably really only Halloween. So if it's on TV next year, I'll watch it, but...
To be fair, I could see why people like this movie, because you can watch it in October, November, and December, because it has all the holidays.
I think it would be interesting for us, I'm not saying we're going to do this, but like a year removed, if we watched it again, would we feel anything different here?
I like A Wrinkle in Time better than this.
Wow. Okay. I don't know how we follow that up right there.
I'm sorry. It's just not for me. As I said again,
send
it was
your
really
hate mail
well
to
done.
Jessica, not me. I at least gave it a 2.
It was a really well done movie. I stand by that.
Animation.
It's just not my cup of tea, and that's okay.
Okay. Well, now we've expressed our opinions of this movie. We want to know from you guys to celebrate the 25th anniversary of The Nightmare Before Christmas. Not the.
It was a nightmare.
Please let us know in the comments section below what you think about this movie. Would you rate it on a 1 to 5? What did we say? What did we say?
Shrunken Heads.
Shrunken Heads.
I was like, hold it.
Shrunken Heads scale. What would you rate this movie, and what are some of your favorite parts or least favorite parts? We'd love to hear from you in the comments section down
because
below.
I'm curious to see if there's anybody else that feels like
I'm sure there is. There is. Like I'm telling you, there's a cult following for this, and I want to hear from you in the comments section.
I want to hear from the non-cult following.
What else should they do?
If you haven't already, please be sure to like and subscribe to our channel, and you can check us out on Facebook and Twitter.
That's all we have for you on this edition of Eye to Eye, but until we assemble again,
may the Force be with you.
And we'll see you real soon.
Bye. I'm gonna do a movie review.
What's this? What's this? There's magic in the air.
Count me down, Daddy-o.
Oh, Daddy.
If I just do the video like this.
Let's do this with both.
Look at my cute
Hey everybody,
hair.
this is Eye to Eye. We're gonna do a review now.
It's the 25th anniversary of The Nightmare. Start over.